was Rob Asher, everybody. A big hand for Rob. That was great. Good job. I'm going to keep the show moving. Our next comic is from all the way from Seattle, I think. And get this. I heard he's from Washington State. He's about 15 years old. And his name is Jacob. So if you're a teenage girl, get excited. Because, right? I know you're thinking, what? Werewolf, right? Am I right? So please welcome your next comic. He may or may not have been in the Twilight series. Jacob Bock, everybody.
Hi, my name's Jacob. One strange thing about me is that I recently found out that I am part Japanese. And it came from my grandfather's side of this family, which is a little ironic because he fought in World War II against the Japanese. And he died when I was 3, so all I knew about him was his rants on Japanese, like, "Never trust the Japanese, Jacob, never." And he also muttered something about birth control, so maybe he was saying, "Never trust the Japanese, Jacob, especially when they say they're on birth control. And that's how your mother was born." So at first, I was very skeptical about being Japanese. I'm like, it's cool, but I don't really see it. And my doctor's like, "Well, Jacob, we did extensive blood tests, and we found out that your blood tastes delicious with dumplings." And also, when we put your blood in a petri dish, it latched on to the hospital's karaoke set and started singing My Girl. I'm like, oh, it must be for certain. So now at like family reunions, we're like, who's this mystery Japanese person in our family? Because we have no idea where it comes from. So my dad's like, well, it's not me. And my brothers are like, well, it's not us. And then my uncle Kiyoshi's like, whoever it is, they bring dishonor amongst our family. Maybe it is your mother. Also, another odd thing about my childhood is while everyone in kindergarten was watching Pokemon, I was watching Oz, which is a show that takes place in prison. So a lot of kids on the playground, they would use like fighting moves they saw in Pokemon. Like, I just use Slap Attack, and I would just shank people in the gut with a pencil. Like, die, snitch, die! Also, in arts and crafts, people would be making macaroni collages, and I would just be gluing them to my face like they're teardrops. I'm like, one macaroni piece for each kid I pushed off the monkey bars. I think this one was Susie. Also, yeah, you can see I'm a pretty weird guy. So I would like to blame most of that on my mom. No offense, Mom, I love you. Whenever she gets angry, she does this weird screech. And it sounds like she's a pterodactyl. She sounds exactly like this. She also takes her 3 fingers, and she'll grab your forearm like she's a monster from like Jurassic Park. She's like, pay attention to me. So whenever I have friends over and I don't tell my mom that they're gonna come over, I'm like, Roberto, she's in the room. Because we listen for the sound. And we're like, her vision is based on movement. If you don't move, she won't see you. And we just wait there for a few minutes. And then we wait for the sound. We're like, okay, the coast is clear. Let's go get some pizza from the fridge. I'm not done yet. All right. Also, my mom, she gets some really old-fashioned dating advice. So she's like, you know what really won my heart over? It's when your father beat me over the head with a club and put me in the marriage sack. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's socially acceptable anymore in our time period. So despite me not listening to my mom's horrible dating advice, I still had this one date that went really bad. So I'm at dinner at a fancy restaurant with my dream girl, and she gets sick from the dinner that we're eating. And she's wearing all this expensive clothing, and I'm like, okay, I'll just carry you back to your house. You don't live that far away from the restaurant. And it's raining, so I'm carrying this girl on my shoulders. I slip, fall, end up breaking her collarbone, and also knock myself unconscious. So I wake up in an ambulance, and I just see her, like, with a broken collarbone. I'm like, so, movie later? And then she grabs me by the throat, and she's like, I hate you so much. Surprisingly, I actually got a second date, and I was asking her, like, why are you still going out with me? And she's like, you made me feel things that I've never felt before. Like a wrenching pain in my collarbone. I'm like, okay, I won't question it. So I also told my mom, I ended up breaking this girl's collarbone, and she's like, just like me and your father. So are you two engaged now? That's it.